You're crying on the couch, and your dog walks over. Sweet comfort or smart guesswork? Millions of pet owners read that moment as empathy. Science agrees partly and argues about the rest. Stay with me because the answer is more interesting than a simple yes or no. If you want to read your pet better, the key is knowing what animal empathy really means. Are pets truly feeling with us, or are they reacting to cues we give off? First important clue, empathy is not one single ability. It comes in layers. The first layer is emotion recognition, noticing that someone feels good or bad. Next is emotional contagion. Another creature's distress changes your own emotional state. Then comes empathic concern, moving toward the upset individual in a supportive way. The strongest version is cognitive empathy, understanding another mind and its needs. Animals show strong evidence for recognition, moderate evidence for contagion, and weaker evidence for true comforting. Among pets, dogs have the strongest evidence for detecting and responding to human emotions. One reason is surprising. Dogs can match human faces with emotional voices. In experiments, dogs stared longer when the face and voice did not match emotionally. That suggests dogs are not just hearing noise, they form expectations about emotional categories. It gets weirder. Dogs also pick up emotional information through human smell. When dogs smelled sweat from frightened or happy people, their behavior changed in different ways. Their heart activity changed too, showing this was more than simple curiosity. That smell study used fear and happiness, not sadness specifically, so scientists stay careful. So the big question became, what do dogs actually do when a human cries? In a well-known 2012 study, dogs watched owners or strangers cry, hum, or speak normally. 15 of 18 dogs approached the crying person, often with gentle, submissive body language. Even more interesting, they approached crying strangers too, not just their own owners. That looks like concern, but learned behavior or emotional contagion can also explain it. After all, many dogs have learned that upset humans often reward closeness with affection. Physiological evidence makes the story stronger. Human infant cries can raise stress hormones in dogs. Dogs did not react the same way to babbling or white noise, which matters a lot. Another study put owners behind a light door while they either cried or hummed. Dogs opened the door just as often in both cases, but they opened it faster when hearing crying. Here's the twist. Dogs that were too distressed often could not help effectively. That mirrors humans. Noticing distress is one thing. Acting helpfully under stress is another. In another experiment, people cried or laughed, and dogs responded more to crying. That makes it harder to say dogs react only because crying sounds unusual. But comforting is still not consistently proven, and this is where the debate gets sharp. A helpful 2024 study created real owner sadness, happiness, or neutral emotion in controlled conditions. Dogs behaved differently when owners were sad, which shows they could tell the states apart. Yet they did not consistently approach more, touch more, or clearly provide comforting behavior. In some cases, dogs even gazed or jumped less when owners were sad. So dogs clearly detect sadness, but their response does not always look like obvious comfort. Familiarity matters too. Dogs were not more likely to free a crying stranger than a humming stranger. That suggests bonding and social context shape the response, not just emotion alone. The best summary is simple. Dogs notice distress, feel something, and sometimes approach or help. The stronger claim that they consciously understand sadness and choose comfort is still unproven. Cats enter the chat here, and their story is gentler but less clear. Research suggests cats can distinguish positive and negative human emotional signals. Quiet proximity or rubbing may matter, but it is hard to prove that counts as intentional comforting. Horses show something especially interesting. They can distinguish human joy from sadness in experiments. Again, that shows recognition of emotional categories, not proven mind reading or deliberate support. Here's the bigger twist. Empathy-like processes are not just pet owner magic. They appear across animals. Dogs hearing another dog's distress whines become more stressed and later act more affiliative. Prairie voles groom and contact stressed partners more, and oxytocin seems involved in that consolation. Chimpanzees also offer contact after conflict, and the distressed animal often calms down afterward. So why the caution? Because crying experiments always contain hidden ambiguities. Crying is emotional, but it is also an unusual sound, which can attract attention by itself. Approaching may mean comfort, but it may also mean anxiety, curiosity, or seeking reassurance. Small samples, breed differences, lab settings, and owner cues can all blur the picture. The hardest problem is simple. Behavior is visible, but subjective experience is not. Here's the useful takeaway. Your pet may not think like a human, but the response can still be real. If your pet stays near you, watches you closely, or changes behavior, that signal is worth noticing. Pets may not fully understand sadness like we do, but they clearly sense more than we once thought.